All right. Let's see here. I'll do that later. I've got 5 days to get this done. How you doing, Zeffy? Oh, you're about to lay down. Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm even doing this, because it's only got 5 days left. I'm already skipping some prerequisite missions to get this one done.
All right. Now that you're in position, Miss March, let's get this lesson started.
I'm not good at acting all master-like. Since Grandpa asked me to teach you swordplay, I won't hold back any secrets.
Oh, thank you so much, Masters! Oh, wait. Does this mean our training is only officially starting right now?
After all, we need to watch you practice for a few days before we can figure out how talented you are, right?
So, how'd I do, Master?
You're definitely talented, Miss March.
Hey, here you are. Did you hear that? These two masters just called me a swordplay genius.
Aha. Well.
Just wait until I go back. Everyone's going to be so wowed by my new skills.
Swordplay requires rigorous training. Before we start, Miss March, you need to find a clear reason to keep you motivated while you train. It doesn't have to be something huge, but it needs to be clear.
In other words, even though you didn't exactly choose to be our apprentice, you still need to take the initiative during this learning process.
I once had the honor of learning swordplay from a master. She asked me why I started training at such a young age, why I wielded a sword. So, for our first lesson, I'd like to ask you the same question. Miss March, why do you wield your sword?
Why do I wield my sword? I wield my sword to take down my enemies. I mean, what other reason is there?
I also questioned that sword master about why she uses her sword, and she said, to vanquish my enemies, nothing more. Miss March, you gave a similar response, which shows you've got potential.
There are countless ways to take down enemies.
The best way to take down your enemy is with a blaster gun. I heard a hero say something like that in an immersia. He also mentioned that sword training can push a person's physical abilities to their ultimate limit.
Seems like you've seen your fair share of immersion, Miss March. But if you want my opinion, if your goal is self-improvement, you'll feel just as accomplished even if you put down the sword and go back to your bow.
Oh, come on. Don't listen to his empty talk.
Oh, now I'm curious to hear what Master Yun Li has to say.
Let me ask you something, March. Do you have any specific goals for learning swordplay? Like achieving a certain ranking in the war dance, or maybe you want to defeat someone, like Yanqing, or me?
Who do I want to defeat? Him? Dan Heng? Himeko? Or Mr. Yang?
If you can't think of anyone specific, why not set a simpler goal? Like, how many opponents do you want to defeat at once with a sword?
I'll fight 10!
10?
Oops, that just slipped out. It's actually another line from an immersia.
You're really into immersia, huh?
Yeah, I really like them. So what?
I think I figured out what's motivated March to learn swordplay.
Could it possibly be immersia about swordmasters?
Hey, now that you mention it, that actually makes sense. I'm super interested in Xianzhou immersia and novels. Even though I use a bow, almost all the great heroes in those immersia use swords. So I want to be a swordmaster too.
See?
Sounds like you've developed a stereotype about heroes. But before we do that... Okay, this thing was being dumb. I don't know why it came up on the main screen. Alright, my Discord was being dumb.
It doesn't matter. Everyone has their own preferences.
Becoming a swordmaster who fights for justice and battles evil? Well, that's definitely a good reason to keep you motivated in swordplay training.
Now that you've both given your approval, I have another small request. I want to perform a tea ceremony to honor you as my masters. Remember, you'll need to tap the table a few times with your fingers.
Tea ceremony? Tap the table? Do we have to be so serious about accepting an apprentice for the first time?
Please? That's how those heroes in the immersia show their respect.
Let's just play along with her tea ceremony thing.
Play along?
Let's just stop wasting time. Just treat us to some milk tea. And then we can start our real swordplay training, okay?
Yeah! Alright, let's go. To the Sleepless Earl.
Hold on just a second. Alright. I don't know if that'll go through. We'll find out. Hmm.
I'm planning on quitting my job at the Sky Fair.
Hey, this is not how it's supposed to be, right? The Xianzhou is known for its tea culture and hospitality, but you're not treating me like a guest at all. Seriously, am I not a guest?
Dear guest.
Stop! Don't call me a guest. You're not even treating me as one. I want my tea just right. Not too hot, not too cold, but the tea you served was either freezing or scalding. Is this how you treat your guest on the Cienjo? How fantastic! Your tea tastes like slop, and you even have the nerve to charge me for it! Are you trying to scam honest folks? And that name, the Sleepless Earl, it's so hard to remember. How about we give you a new plaque that says Cienjo Slop? It suits this place better, don't you think?
Why is it that guy again? Let's just give him a good beating.
Stop! You've gone too far.
Oh, who's that trying to be a hero?
It's me, March 7th. Cause more trouble and I'll show you who your mommy is. Wait,
Wow.
that sounded lame.
Wow.
Hey,
No.
say something for me.
Oh my god. Cause more trouble and I'll show you who your mommy is. Take that in a different type of context. That's funny as hell. Let's see. She's March 7th, your ancestor.
That's right. I'm your ancestor.
Never heard of you. Now scurry back to wherever you crawled out from.
Mr. Scott, I'm Yen Ching, a Cloud Knight lieutenant. We've met before, and I suggest you stop causing trouble.
Trouble? Ha! I'm just giving some feedback as a regular customer. The tea here is terrible, and now the Cloud Knights want to stop me from complaining about it? At this rate, who would want to ever come here for tea in the future?
A regular customer? You?
Yeah, what else would I be? The Cienjo's prisoner?
Anyway, if you're trying to bully this young lady, you'd better watch out for the weapon in my hand.
Huh? Oh, that really scares me. Come on, you're not seriously trying to take my life with that piece of scrap metal, are ya?
Scrap metal? This is my sword! I'm here to learn Cienjo swordplay.
Swordplay? Oh, I get it now. It's just another kind of play, right? That explains why you're dressed like you're in a show. You're not even from the Cienjo, so why bother learning their swordplay? If you're feeling unsafe, I can sell you an IPC mech.
Ha! As if anyone wants your junkyard scrap mechs!
Well, your mechs are only good for show.
Looks like you guys are totally clueless. Well, guess it's time to show these bumpkins something serious.
Okay.
Just a reminder, IPC members, street fighting on the Cienjo Lafu is prohibited.
Make any funny moves, and I'll smash that scrap metal.
Hey, relax. I know the rules. These are my subordinates. They got stuck here because of the transport ship incident, and they need to vent their frustration. In the end, it's all the Cienjo's fault. Well, I can overlook the terrible tea, but now that you're questioning my security, I can't let it slide. After all, I have a courier business to run. With so many clients watching, that just wouldn't look too good now, would it? Instead of wasting your life learning useless swordplay, why not invest in our civilian mechs? You'll have your master kneeling and begging for mercy in no time.
Stop! Don't you dare insult Cienjo swordplay like that! If you have the guts, I'll show your mechs what I can do.
Huh? A fight, you say? Now that you've thrown down the gauntlet, March 7th, I feel I'm obliged to accept your challenge. Say whatever you want, but once you've seen what our mechs can do, you'll be practically begging us for them.
Let's make a bet.
Oh, come on! How could I say no to a bet? So, I can see you're no master yet, March, but I'll play fair. You go back and learn swordplay from your teachers here, and in 15 days, I'll come find you and challenge you with my mechs.
Only 15 days? All right. Fine.
And if you lose, you'll have to bark like a dog in public and shout, "Xianzhou swordplay is a total joke!" You'll stand at the entrance of our room alley and say it to everyone passing by. Oh, and if that's the case, just forget about your master and become my apprentice instead. I'll teach you how to pilot a mech.
And if I win?
I'll become your apprentice?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't like you.
Okay, how about this? If I lose, I'll squeal like a pig in public and say, IPC mechs are a total joke! And I'll even print that on every mech on the transport ship. Deal?
Oh, so he just changed barking into squealing, and that's supposed to be a different story.
Squealing isn't enough. You also need to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl and take back what you said about Xianzhou swordplay.
Fine, fine, I get it. But you've got to actually beat me with that little scrap of metal first. You all heard it, right? We'll meet again in 15 days. Let's go.
I'm still worried about the owner. Let's go check on her. Are you okay?
Yes. Thank you all for your timely help. The shop facing a bit of flack from visitors is a minor issue, but Miss March's decisions to challenge him is serious. Oh, I feel responsible as if the shop has inconvenienced you.
Don't worry. I can't stand by and watch someone be bullied. I have to stand up against injustice, no matter what.
Not only do you speak like a hero from an immersia, but you also have a kind heart. Your charisma has completely won me over, Miss March.
I'm not quite a hero. Yet.
I know you're here for the tea ceremony. Please come inside.
Thanks for the invitation, but right now, I just want to focus on practicing swordplay. Masters, let's save the tea for later.
Sure, the tea can wait for now. However, I have a question, Miss March. How confident are you about the bet you just made?
I don't think March has given it any thought at all.
Come on, how could I possibly lose?
You're right. It seems she really hasn't considered anything. I don't see any issue with it. Let March give it a shot. As long as she trains diligently, I believe she can easily deal with that hunk of IPC scrap metal.
As long as she trains diligently.
I'm now filled with determination, Masters. I'll learn swordplay well and teach that guy a lesson. You're my most trusted friend. You'll be my assistant teacher and make sure I learn swordplay properly.
3 teachers and 1 apprentice.
If I can't learn swordplay well, I'll have no one to blame but myself. Masters, Mr. Teaching Assistant, let's go back and start the training now.
I'm planning on quitting my job at Sky.
That IPC guy will show up in 15 days. I've gotta become a swordmaster by then.
Becoming a sword master in a mere 15 days is quite challenging.
But we can't lose our momentum, Master Yun Li.
Momentum alone will only keep you going for about 3 days. If you really want to stick with it, you need a solid plan.
No worries. I found my professional teaching assistant to help me organize the lessons, so there won't be any problems.
I'll be sure to arrange lessons for March.
Rest assured, Masters. If not in me, at least place your faith in him, my trusty sidekick.
Miss March is really passionate about learning swordplay, and now she has a clear goal in mind. That's a good thing for her. There are many ways to defeat villains, but if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. I hope you will always remember this, Miss March.
Got it. It's all etched into my memory.
Since you've got that in mind, it's time for me to set some targets for you.
Please go ahead, Master Yun Li.
We'll have 3 exams during these 15 days. If you pass our tests, those pieces of IPC scrap won't stand a chance. But if you fail,
That would mean Yun Li is a terrible teacher. And if that's the case, I hope you won't force yourself to take on the challenge, Miss March.
hey, you are the terrible teacher here.
I understand. In the Immersia, the disciple and the master share both honor and disgrace. If the apprentice fails, the master loses face too.
Well, there aren't that many customs on the Xianzhou. I'm just worried about you getting hurt.
But as long as you practice diligently and pass the tests, we'll feel confident about your duel. Now, let's go back to the first question I asked you. I'm sure you found a reason to wield your sword, right, Miss March?
Absolutely! I wield my sword to become a hero. I want to fight for justice, punish the wicked, and make them quiver in fear and run away when they see me.
Then keep that fire burning and learn with all your heart.
You haven't said much, Mr. Teaching Assistant. Any suggestions before we officially start training?
Mastery of the sword trumps all.
Exactly. I prefer the cool, calm, and ruthless way of doing things. That's my kind of style. That's enough chit-chat for now. Don't forget to keep an eye on my swordplay practice.
Okay, I'll be arranging her swordplay sessions and helping her with mastering sword moves. Okay. Oh boy. Okay.
I'll fight 10.
Okay. I kind of like how it has the manga style going on right now too. It's pretty cool. Of course she doesn't know what they mean.
today. I need time to absorb everything.
Training will consume mood. The mood isn't good. Efficiency will also decrease. Balance in work and rest is crucial. Quest here to... Okay. So excursion. Okay. I don't know if I should be reading this stuff or not.
How should I go about this?
Let's go with word art. Hmm. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. No. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out.
Oh, wow.
Let's do this.
Okay, martial challenge has been sent to the Palace of Estram's rear garden. Okay.
What do you recommend?
Good.
I learned so much today. Well done, me.
Today, you'll face your first test. It's all about the basics.
Oh, I know. It's float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right?
That's boxing, but close enough, I guess.
Grasping the basics is crucial to mastering swordplay, Miss March. Focus on wielding your sword properly, making your thrusts swift and strikes brisk.
And parries should be fluid and nimble. Got it.
See? Even March is getting bored of your rambling.
But I'm actually not bored at all.
Miss March is still a novice, so I'm giving her some tips on the basics to help her better understand them. Neglecting the basics will only make you vulnerable in a fight. Even for an extraordinary sword master like you, Yunli.
Just focus on your teaching. Why bring me into this?
What? Didn't General Huyan offer you any guidance?
Looks like your general hasn't told you to stop hopping around like a sparrow in a fight, huh?
Guys, let's save the seminar for later. Let's focus on the test.
Miss March has been learning the basics of swordplay, and now it's time to put her knowledge to the test.
Unsheath your swords and show me what you've got, March.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm
Must be
ready.
completed by March 7th alone. The entire battle will proceed automatically with no assistance from teammates allowed. Okay. Alright, let's go.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskar, Wasp!
Oh wow. That's pretty fun.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskar, Wasp! Yes! I get it! Looks like I passed the test, right?
Yeah, well done. You passed with flying colors.
Great! Hey, hurry up and congratulate me.
Yeah, congratulations.
I couldn't have done it without my masters and you, Mr. Teaching Assistant. So if I were to take on that IPC guy now, what would you say are my chances?
You already have a martial arts background and plenty of real combat experience. With swordplay guidance from me and Yunli, if you were to challenge the IPC's security mechs now, I believe...
You wouldn't stand a chance.
Yunli's... right.
No chance? Hey, are you trying to crush my confidence? I'm the kind of girl who performs better when I'm showered with praise, just so you know.
Let's see, maybe you'd stand a chance if you used your bow.
Wait, are you saying my swordplay still isn't good enough?
I thought teaching March was just something of a hobby, but now, actually seeing her progress gives me a sense of accomplishment.
Oh, really? So now you finally acknowledge her talent, Master Yunli? Don't worry, Miss March. I've been serious about teaching you from the start.
Don't try to cause a rift between us. Every move and technique I taught March is straight from the Juming art of swordplay.
15 days of training is short, Miss March. Whether you pass or fail this test, I hope you'll continue with the basics, because that's your best shot at winning. After every test, the General would take me to the Artisanship Commission for sword maintenance. Let's go, Miss March. Today, I'll follow the General's example as a way of acknowledging your progress.
Thank you, Master Yanqing.
So, have you found any information about her?
Yeah, That girl is one of the nameless on the Astral Express. Oh, she's no pushover. Don't you think this bet's a bit too risky?
Yeah, it is. So what? Have you seen those big shots in the strategic investment department? Do they ever make safe bets? She thinks she can fool me by flying under the radar? You there! Get me the most powerful mech we've got!
Understood. Checking the inventory now.
Now I'm curious to see what this 15-day crash course apprentice is really capable of.
I learned so much today. Well done, me. Wonder what I'll run into today.
Long time no see. A long time, still busy busting ghosts recently. There are fewer Hebius-related jobs than before, though they've been replaced with other matters. It's been a while. What are you doing here? I'm taking a break at the Starskiff Haven, just watching the Starskiffs sell one by one. It's really relaxing. Being a Ten Lords Commission judge is pretty stressful too, I bet. Too? Have you run into something that's been weighing heavily on your mind, Miss March? I started picking up Jinjo swordplay, so there's been some academic stress and social stress. Elaborate on the matter of the upcoming duel between March 7th. I think I get the gist of it. It's not easy trying to master a school swordplay in such a short time. No wonder Miss March 7th is stressed out. I know some evil warding swordplay, so if you need some help. You can't even hold your sword steady. Don't you think you're overestimating your skills? Sure, I can't hold it steady, but I'm better than you. You don't even have hands. Oh, the timid Fry's got a sharp tongue. If you were in the war dance ring and I possessed you, you'd have to try really hard to lose to that brat from the seat of the Divine Foresight. Master Yan Quinn is really powerful. You sure you aren't just blowing smoke, Mr. Tell? As long as I possess someone of an extraordinary caliber and absorb that person's memories and emotions, I can master the same exact technique. Isn't that the fastest way to do it if you want to learn that brat's swordplay? No, I won't undo the sill. I guess your desire to help your friends only worth this much then, eh? Thank you both for looking out for me. I wonder what you think about this shortcut. Time is tight. It's a good idea to borrow a save file. Save file? When you put it this way, it does sound like asking to borrow a hardcore player's save file, but when Mr. Tell leaves, I'd still be left empty-handed. You also think it's a bad idea, right, Miss March? Bah, and here I was trying to be nice. Even if you wanted it, I wouldn't help you now. Madam Hanya just sent over a zombie case. Looks like break time's over. We'll talk again. Catch you later. After giving it some thought, I think there's something to be gleaned from Mr. Tell's suggestion. When I see Hua Hua again, I should ask for advice from both her and Mr. Tell. Okay, she can receive assistance from companions, enhancing the efficiency of her training and excursions. Okay.
If you keep upping the training, I'm gonna start skipping class.
Suddenly, a ancient painting has suddenly appeared in the Fixtural Garden's long corridor. The painted screen seems to be beckoning travelers into the painting. The observant Huahua reads the inscription, 10 years in the painting, 1 day out of it. It probably means time flows differently inside and outside the painting. For 5 years of sword training in the painting, only half a day would go by outside of it. The person in the painting says, March 7th thinks about it.
What do you recommend? Okay. Let's do it. That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb everything. Wonder what I'll run into today.
She gave up on letting the Heliobus absorb emotions in exchange for sword skills just then. Huahua was leaving because of a certain zombie-related case. Oh, Mr. Cario and Miss March 7th, too. Wow, why do you look so dazed? We found 2 zombies near Fixtural Garden recently. Well, zombie might not be the right word. The victims had no Heliobus traces on them, nor obvious external injuries, but they just kept repeating some strange behavior. How interesting. Miss March 7th, please don't patronize me. That could only mean that it's a cyber zombie. Not everything will suddenly make sense just because you tack the word cyber in front of it. The person's still alive, so it's not very nice to call them a zombie. Just like when you and the Trailblazer formed a ghost hunting squad. Let's analyze this together. Next up, let's have a resident expert Huahua introduce the case. Alright, something might click if we put our brains together. First victim is a war dance combat registrant. Their muscles were rigid when they were discovered. Their arms were stretched out in front of them and they were muttering all sorts of exercise rhymes. The second victim is also a war dance combat registrant. He's a former Cloud Knight proficient at the spear. He was discovered practicing pole vaulting with his spear. The victims have something in common. They're both war dance contestants. It appears the culprit is expressly choosing war dance contestants as their targets. Well, you're a participant too. So I'll be the next target then. You should give the analysis a rest first and let us finish talking. Besides the fact that they were participants, they also had a similar characteristic. They're both fools who went to Fixtural Garden to poke around after reading the messages on the LeFou's ghostly grove. These victims believed that Fixtural's Garden vengeful gloom would temper their skills, then decided to train here before their matches started, in some attempt to harness the worldly energies absorbed here. People still believe this mumbo-jumbo in this day and age. Finally, these 2 were shooed home by the Ten Lords Commission Spiritfarer on duty, Uncle Gilles. They started acting funny the following day. It must be a Heliobus. I'm also guessing it's an escaped Heliobus that's up to no good. I think I've seen a similar story in an Emerja. Does this Uncle Zhu have 2 disciples? One of them got bitten by a zombie, and the other got charmed by a female ghost. Our Uncle Zhu has no disciples. Cut down on your Emerja addiction and touch some grass. But since you want to join the war dance, you must be careful. Don't forget to contact me if anything happens. Good luck. Hope you catch the culprit and close the case soon. Goodbye. Okay. She scuttles off in a hurry. If Heliobus targets Sword Dance contenders on purpose, how about we try our luck at Fixtral Garden when we've got time? We might be able to help Huahua. Okay. March 7th has invited Huahua to patrol Fixtral Garden together. As they are walking, Huahua suddenly disappears. March 7th decides to return to the Pavilion of Cessation immediately. At least there are spirit fires there. The quieter the place, the more likely one will hear strange noises. March 7th perks up her ears intently.
How should I go about this?
Time for your second test. I'll be your examiner this time, and I'll be testing your ability to defeat enemies with unconventional moves. Grandpa always said that everything can be a sword, and that there are endless possibilities for learning swordplay in this vast world. If you want to defeat your opponent, you'll need your own secret move.
Speaking of secret moves, I've prepared some flaming potent tea.
Huh? Is that the flaming potent tea from Arumali?
You got it! I saw this immersion where the hero drank the flaming potent tea and started stumbling and shaking all over the place. But then he managed to defeat his father's murderer with his drunken swordplay.
Good example. Do you know how to do the drunken swordplay?
No. I figured I could just learn it by drinking flaming potent tea.
That's not how it works in real life, Miss March.
Do you have any other tricks up your sleeve?
Absolutely. I've learned a lot from my adventures.
I've heard you've traveled a lot, Miss March. I'm excited to see how you incorporate your experiences into your swordplay moves.
Your opponent this time is similar to the IPC mechs. Unsheath your swords and give it everything you've got.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready.
Alright, let's go over here. What are we doing here?
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, what? Yes!
That one felt like it was a little close.
Phew, that was tough.
Those moves were pretty unconventional, but the way you've blended them into your swordplay was impressive. It's like you've developed your own unique style, Miss March. So, I thought you were just wasting your time traveling around with Yun Li's encouragement. But it seems like it's paid off.
Well, well. Looks like someone's finally seeing sense.
Thank you both for your guidance. So, did I pass the test?
Without a doubt, you aced it.
Awesome! Hey, Mr. Teaching Assistant. Isn't it about time you showered me with praise?
I'll save the praise for when you pass the next test.
No saving allowed. Let's keep it relevant. This time's for now, next time's for later. No IOUs on praise.
You're amazing, March. You learned your own secret move.
I won't be modest this time. My skills have improved by leaps and bounds.
General Jing Yuan once told me that everyone has the potential to be my master. Not just Cloud Knight instructors, but also artists and outsiders. Actually, I was once convinced by Guinaifen into swallowing a sword. That's definitely not something you learn from regular practice.
So, what do you think your odds are, March?
Maybe around 30 or 40%?
You don't seem as confident as last time. What's up?
Well, I've gained a deeper understanding of swordplay, and I'm more aware of my own strengths now. By the way, in those Immersia stories, the sword masters always hide their true strength before a decisive battle.
Uh-huh. Yep, those who boast they'd win usually end up losing.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
From the test, I can tell that you still need some time to master your swordplay. But you did pretty well. Milk tea is on me today.
Yeah!
The progress report on the Nameless Girl's sword training is complete. What should I do now, Specialist Scott?
Huh? Are you being sarcastic or something?
I mean, don't I have other important tasks to do? It feels like a bit of a waste of time to keep tabs on some random girl's swordplay training.
A waste of time? No! This is about safeguarding the reputation of the IPC and the honor of the Ember Lord. Are you saying that March 7th can actually take down an Arumaton from the Artisanship Commission with a sword? Come on, an Arumaton is no match for our state-of-the-art mechs. Go and strengthen our mechs even further. I refuse to believe that little sliver of metal can actually challenge our cutting-edge technology.
But the armor's already pretty thick.
No, it's not enough. Reinforce it more. If I lose face, it's like losing face for the IPC and the Ember Lord. Can we afford to let that happen?
Understood.
Another step closer to star-crazing Glass Greatsword.
March 7th is invited Huahuo to patrol the fixed troll garden. While on patrol, they somehow stumble into a strange area. Was there such a place in the fixed troll garden? Huahuo is somewhat suspicious. Maybe March 7th has a way to leave this place.
What do you recommend? Wonder what I'll run into today.
This, okay. To help Huahuo resolve the zombie case, you and March 7th. Heliobus has spoken specifically on attack and ward. Well. Oh, this is amazing. You've got a spiritual light gushing out of your crown. To have the physique of a martial prodigy at such a young age, you're a martial genius who only appears once in a century. Careful. It's that escaped Heliobus. Okay, I'm on high alert right now. As long as you let me attach onto you, your core meridians will be instantly activated, allowing you to attain a century's worth of effort in no time. Victory at the war dance will be a cakewalk. Trying to appeal to my competitive spirit? No can do. Stop cowering in the shadows and show yourself. Fine, you got me. Honestly, though, I'm a master of all martial arts across all schools. Just let me touch your head, and I'll be able to impart all my skills to you in the blink of an eye. At what price? I don't suppose it's becoming a zombie and sputtering gibberish, is it? Forget it, I'm not learning any of that. You don't want to? Well, I'm afraid that's not up to you. I give my lessons free of charge. You have no choice but to learn them. All March 7th can see before her is darkness, countless martial arts, a myriad unarmed styles, all surging into her mind. Unfortunately, though, not a single move is related to swordplay. Ah. Fear not, Miss March, here I come. I was almost too late. Thank goodness you were here, Huahua. Has that overly enthusiastic Heliobus been subdued? Yes, I've subdued that vagrant Heliobus into Lenobra Gord. I suddenly can't move my arms and legs. I'll apply a talisman on you, then you need to have a good rest. Sometime later. I think I've gotten to the bottom of the zombie mystery. This Heliobus preyed on the competitive will of contenders to channel all of its martial mantras into their minds. How to raise your arms and legs, how to move your body, infinite information surging into your mind non-stop. A pity we're not like Heliobi. Such a massive magnitude of information will only overload our minds and render us immobile. The body can't keep up with the mind. While it was just for a short time, I felt like I could see everything, hear everything, but I couldn't do a single thing. So this is what it means when the body can't keep up with the mind. Now that you've recovered, I should be getting back to seal this Heliobus. We'll meet again. Goodbye. I was thinking about spending some time with Huahua today, but she's got stuff to do. Let's chat again next time. It's draining me being possessed by a Heliobus. Let's grab something tasty to eat. What the heck do I got to do?
today. Well done, me. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out.
Okay.
How should I go about this? Okay. Wonder what I'll run into today.
The Tin Lords Commission has sealed away that Heliobus, who's always eager to act as a tutor. It won't be harming anyone anymore. The War Dance participants who fell to its antics are also slowly recovering their senses. It's all thanks to you, and this mini Heliobi wars that's been quelled. Thanks to you too, Hua Hua. No wonder you're a Tin Lords Commission judge. Had something you wished to say last time? That's about when Mr. Tell said the memories of swordplay practice could be channeled into me. I have to admit that I was the teeniest bit tempted, just a tiny bit. My idea's pretty decent, huh? I wanted to have Mr. Tell help me out then, to at least learn a move or two, but I was too embarrassed to admit it. No one can withstand the temptation of a shortcut. It's not really true. I mean, I still resisted in the end. If I hadn't run into that Heliobus, I wouldn't have understood the sheer distance between my knowledge and the mastery of swordplay. That's not a shortcut to learning swordplay at all. I very much agree with Miss March on this. Though I've heard a much milder and safer method that the Garden's messengers have that can shove non-existent swordplay memories into your mind. In that case, would you still refuse? I might still have to decline. I think that I have to put my own thought into it and experience it myself to eventually turn Master Yang Quin's sword and Master Youngli's sword into March 7th sword. You make a good point there, girlie. If my journey was nothing more than a copy and paste process, I'd never be able to surpass the two masters. Sounds like you've had quite the epiphany. And for me to be waxing physiological pearls of wisdom, that should mean I've attained new heights with my swordplay, am I right? Spouting passages from a self-help book makes you all enlightened now. If you really think you're all that, you should be training even harder on your swordplay. I've got a block of free time after attending to this matter, Miss March. If you need help taking on Scott, come see me anytime. Mr. Tell and I will definitely help you out. Sure, thanks, Hua Hua and Mr. Tell.
Did I really just
Before we start the test, there's something I need to tell you, Miss March. I've received a challenge letter from Scott. He's made thorough preparations, contacting the Realm Keeping Commission, and getting approval for a martial arts exchange event. He even chose Arumali as the venue. Seems like he has some connections there. However, according to the rules, the person receiving the challenge letter has the right to decline the challenge.
Declining would be like admitting defeat. Of course I'll accept it.
But before that, you need to pass the final test, the graduation exam.
Oh, you're graduating already, March.
I'm surprised too.
Well, it's not really graduation. It's just that the opponent for this exam is your master, Yanqing.
When General Jing Yuan was teaching me swordplay, he used to personally spar with me during crucial moments to assess my skills.
After all, the master should be the one who is most aware of their students' strengths and weaknesses.
But, Master Yanqing, facing you in a duel, do I really stand a chance?
How will we ever find out if you don't even try? Are you only scared because I'm your opponent, Miss March?
Unsheath your swords and get ready, Miss March. The duel starts now.
The final test. I'm a little nervous. Oh, come on, March 7th. You got this. Another step closer to star-crazing Glass Greatsword. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskard, what?
Sword, heed me!
Oh, I get it! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskard, what?
Punish evil! I'm just warming up.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskard, what? Awesome! Now watch this!
Cut through the ranks! I failed.
Well, actually pulled it off.
Not bad. You've made it this far, Miss March. You've passed the exam.
Oh!
Yeah, congratulations.
Ha! I told you compliments make me better.
With your swordplay skills, you can effortlessly take down IPC Max, March.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident too.
But looking back, haven't you learned something more important than just swordplay?
Yeah, I've not only learned swordplay from masters, but I've also met a bunch of people and gained a lot of insights from my experiences.
Those experiences will nourish your sword skills. It's just like Master Yunli said. Everything can be a sword. And there are endless possibilities for learning swordplay in the vast world.
That actually makes sense. Now, I'd love to hear your suggestions on how to defeat Scott.
Choose the story direction. Let's defeat him fair and square.
Yeah, I'll show Scott the power of the Xianzhou swordplay that he despises.
I remember Yanqing once said, There are many ways to defeat villains. But if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. Do you feel any closer to becoming the great hero you've always dreamed of?
Ah, yes, absolutely! The great hero within me is definitely up to the task.
Okay, now what?
Well, it isn't our hero, March 7th.
I'm not hiding or backing down. You challenged me, and I'm here to accept it. But I'm curious, why pick Arum Alley of all places? It's packed with tourists around, and it'd be bad if someone got hurt.
Why Alroom Alley? Well, your buddy knows the answer to that.
Well, this is a place you lost a bet and barked like a dog after all.
I can't deny it. That fateful day left a mark on me. That's why I chose this place. I want to show all those people who laughed at me that I can stand on my own 2 feet again. They'll be like, what? That Scott is back again? What's he got up to this time? They'll see that I, Scott, who was once shamed in front of everyone, is back in Alroom Alley to restore his honor. They'll see that it won't be me squealing like a pig today, but you!
Oh, so it seems kind of petty, don't you think?
Yeah, if that's all a villain did in an Immersia, I'd definitely be asking for a refund.
Ah, shut up! Look, I have my principles. I refuse to spend my life haunted by what happened in Alroom Alley. Do you think I'm just some sort of IPC small fry? I've been patient for so long, just waiting for the right moment. I don't care about proving my greatness. It's about showing everyone in Alroom Alley that I will reclaim what was taken from me!
Oh, spare me the lecture. You're not getting back what you lost.
No, you won't.
I've been keeping an eye on you. Seriously, do you really believe that you, a rookie who's only been learning swordplay for 15 days, can defeat my invincible mechs? Dream on! Enough with the talk. Let's get down to business, boys.
Once you bite the dust, you'll know what I'm capable of. Not very sportsmanlike. Yeah. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Lescar, Wasp, yes! Now watch this! Yeah! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Lescar, Wasp, yes!
Okay, then.
Ah! You pathetic losers! How did you all all lose to that rookie!
Hey, stop blaming others! Didn't you lose to me too?
So, does that mean I have to? No way! This can't be happening! How could a tiny piece of scrap metal defeat the IPC's mechs? You guys must have cheated! This doesn't count! I demand a rematch!
Scrap metal, huh? The key to victory is never the weapon. It's the person wielding it!
But let's not forget our bet. Everyone in our alley is watching.
Yeah, let's not forget our bet!
Enough! Fine. I've done this before anyway. I apologize. I want to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl. It's my fault for causing trouble, making a scene on purpose.
And what about the squealing like a pig part?
Yeah, don't forget the squealing!
Make him squeal! Make him squeal!
Hold on a sec. I want to get this on video.
It's happening all over again. All right! But before I squeal like a pig, there's something else I want to say. IPC mechs are a total joke. Oink! Oink, oink. Oink. Oink, oink.
Brief interlude is concluded. At March 7th, pursuit of the art of swordplay shall continue.
I kind of want a milk tea. Let's go get one after training.
Alright, so different escapades companion this sword art incident. Okay. Alright, if different people were to practice swordplay with you, different stories will unfold, right? I'm just wondering if there's a chance to have adventures with other buddies. Made the bet with Scott. She needs to practice swordplay. Okay. Alright, everything's empty now? Are you kidding me?
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all. Another step closer to star-crazing Glass Greatsword.
I don't understand. Is that you? I don't think I've ever seen you taking your work seriously before. It seems you have greatly misunderstood me. I'll have you know that I've always taken my job extremely seriously. I just happen to slack off for a few hours every now and then. Are you here at the Divination Commission to see Master Diviner? We're here to see you, of course. To see me, let me be clear, I will happily chat, but if you've come to me with work, out of the question. You really do understand me. Wait, you're not planning on kicking back in, drinking Star Terra bubble tea while you watch us diviners work ourselves to the bone, are you? Then you'd make some ridiculous social media post about this being just another day on the Lofu or something, right? You got the wrong idea. I come to the Divination Commission repository in search of an ultimate sword technique. We're looking for a sword technique. I don't know what you mean. My god, come on. Why isn't it moving forward? I don't know a thing about sword fighting, but if it's a book you're after, I can be of some assistance. Counting on you. Hold on, you know the rules. The Master Diviner has gone to the Yanquei Jiangju to meet with General Yo Quang face to face. However, she already has pre-planned our daily workload for the entire next month thanks to her planning for every scenario. As if that wasn't bad enough, you know the Alchemy Commission's new Cauldron Master, don't you? As soon as she started her position, she waved her hand and ordered that the forbidden books confiscated from the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were to be brought to the Divination Commission repository for sealing. But before I knew it, I was absolutely buried in work. I get the feeling that all these jobs have something to do with books. That's right. Our smart little March 7th has already figured it out, I see. You've come to the Divination Commission in search of a book. And I'm in the process of organizing books here. Isn't that just perfect? It's almost as if we'll be the best partners the Cosmos has ever seen. You get paid to work. We don't. As if I could make a visitor work for me. You two would come here on an undercover visit to experience the daily life of the Divination Commission. Now let's go. We can ask another diviner. Wait, of course I would not just take advantage of you two like that. Rest assured that if you come and help me arrange these books, then you will be given permission to look at all the volumes kept in the Divination Commission. There. If you happen to come across a book recording a secret sword techniques, that's a win for you as well. Well, when you put it like that, there's no time to waste. Wait, let's leave it here for now. It's time for me to finish work. But it doesn't matter if the Master Diviner is here or not. We cannot have rumors about the Divination Commission using exploited labor getting out. Next time, remember to find me during work hours. She must be going to play Celestial Jade. Let's come and check out the Divination Commission again another time. I'm observing a scene. Butterfly Mercia.
How should I go about this?
Great!
This is not what I thought that this was.
time to try it out. That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb.
The Divination Commission Repository holds many sold copies of fragmented records on Cloud Knight's martial art techniques covering all sorts of topics. March 7th browsed the materials intently, and after a long period of searching, found something that could be of some use. Let me see, what have you found there? Look at this, Demon Binding Blade Technique. It looks like some of this book is missing, but it's clearly some kind of super powerful secret text. Take a look at what it says at the beginning of this Demon Binding Blade Technique. Does it say something like, if you wish to master this art, you must use your blade to take your own life? It does. What does that mean? It means that if you want to learn this school of swordsmanship, you have to harm your own body. Otherwise, learning this type of sword skill will cause you harm. In other words, it's like work. As long as you are involved in it, it will harm your body. Would such an evil sword art be strong? According to Mr. Zian, it's very strong. What has a Cloud Knight sword technique got to do with Mr. Zian, the storyteller? Well, that doesn't mean that it's so dangerous that the word of it has become legend. Well, doesn't that mean that it is so dangerous that the word of it has become legend? Well, what about this 99 Yang incantation? Oh, I've heard about that one. Just from the name, you could tell that this technique is the pinnacle of the Yang techniques. Using it grants the user amazing muscle development. Their height shoots to 8 feet. Their waist also grows to 8 feet, and their arm circumference does too. No one could withstand a single blow from such a powerful physique. So are you still human after you master this? This is martial arts. All that matters is subduing the enemy and taking victory. Who cares if you're still human-shaped afterwards? Naturally, all-powerful techniques come with a cost. I've always wanted to ask, who is it that sets these costs? Majority of the incomplete texts in the repository are failed examples of martial research and development. Not only do they require combinations with forbidden potions, like those found with the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, some of them require all sorts of dangerous weapons. Of course, the martial research of our ancestors was always making progress. Look at this note here. It is possible to master the 99 Yang incantation while still maintaining your human form. It's possible. I want to see what this master has to say. I have indeed discovered a fascinating method. Unfortunately, I do not have enough space left on this paper, and it will not fit. Sounds like this technique is going to be a whole essay. It looks like finding a suitable ultimate sword technique for me is not going to be easy. It is clear to me that you wish to subdue your enemies and take victory, yet you are scared to take on the risks of mastering a martial art. If you ask me, I don't think you absolutely have to accept these risks. After all, most people only fight to win an argument, and I don't think that requires a huge cost. The heroes of Emerja stories always rely on only intense trainings and great skill to defeat their enemies. Then their stories end up happily ever after. Since when was reality ever that simple? Is that not realistic? Vengeance, grievances, envy, shame. Humans have had many complicated emotions. Do you really think things in this real world are as simple as, I defeat you, you defeat me? If fighting could resolve everything, there would be nowhere near as many worries in the real world. Reality is so complicated. I am a diviner, after all. I have never believed that winning a battle means that a problem is solved. It's getting late. Let's leave it here for today. It's time to clock out. Good work, you two. Let's see if we can find someone to join us for a game of Jade. Oh, looks like we made no progress again today. Let's have another look next time. The trick of procrastination with March mood is over 80 stats. Okay. Good lord.
recommend. Give me a minute.
Today, you'll face your first test. It's all about the basics.
Oh, I know! It's float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right?
That's Bach.
Grasping the basics is crucial.
And parries should be fluid and nimble. Got it!
See? Even March is getting bored of your rambling.
But I'm actually not bored at all.
Miss March is still a novice, so I'm giving her some tips on the basics to help her better understand them. Neglecting the basics will only make you vulnerable in a fight. Even for an extraordinary sword master like you, Yunli.
Just focus on your teaching. Why bring me into this?
What? Didn't General Huyan offer you any guidance?
Looks like your general hasn't told you to stop hopping around like a sparrow in a fight, huh?
Miss March has been learning the basics of swordplay, and now it's time to put her knowledge to the test.
Unsheath your swords and show me what you've got, March.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskar, what's this? Not very sportsmanlike. Now what's this? Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskar, what's this? Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Leskar, what's this? Looks like I passed the test, right?
Yeah. Well done. You passed with flying colors.
Great! Hey, hurry up and... I couldn't have done it without my masters, so if I were to take on that IPC guy now, what would you say are my chances?
You already have a martial arts background.
You wouldn't stand.
Yunli's right.
No chance? Hey, are you trying to crush my... Wait, are you saying my swordplay...
I thought teaching March was just something of a hobby.
Oh, really? So now you...
Don't try to cause a rift between us. Every move and technique I taught March is
15 days of training is short, Miss March. After every test, the General would take me to the Artisanship Commission for sword maintenance. Let's go, Miss March. Today, I'll follow the General's example as a way of acknowledging your progress.
Thank you, Master Yanqing.
So, have you found any information?
Yeah, that girl is one of the nameless on the Astral Express. Oh, she...
Yeah, it is. So what? She thinks she can fool me by flying under the radar?
Understood.
Now I'm curious to see what this...
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all.
Oh, if it isn't the little sparrow's two little assistants. What are you doing here, Master Lingsha? I previously learned from the chief alchemist, Yulo, that many forbidden texts were lost during the Ambrosial Arbor disaster, and it took a lot of work to recover them. The Alchemy Commission is not an organization that should be used to store forbidden texts, so I came to discuss with the Master Diviner. And then those forbidden texts became my job. I think I helped recover a few of those. I've heard you mention them before. I remember that you were saying that some of them were quite dangerous and mysterious. They sound like the ultimate sword techniques that we were talking about earlier. I'm not the kind to let others do all the work. I have caused you a lot of trouble, little sparrow. Let me help you with the organizing. Well, thank you, Master Lingsha. If I had known you were such a kind leader, I'd have chosen to go to the Alchemy Commission over the Divination Commission any day. Oh, I will have to report that to the Master Diviner. No, please don't. Let's just go get these books sorted, and we can all play a nice game of Jade together. As the group busied themselves and time passed silently, well, it's going so fast I can't read it anyway, so... Oh no, Master Lingshaw, please take a look at what's happened to March 7th. This girl must have accidentally opened up one of the forbidden texts. You close the book up, and I will prepare an incense to bring her to her senses. I'll handle the forbidden text now. Can I help at all? Go and sit Miss March up. She has slipped into an illusion caused by the forbidden text, and you will have to try to call her back with your voice. You lift the unconscious March 7th to a seated position. Her lips are moving slightly as if she's trying to say something. So you close her eyes and listen closely to hear what she's saying. I'm here. The blade is now my tomb. The blade demon remains here alone. March, that never happened to you. Thousands of years, they pass like a dream. Before we know it, we pass on. When did you start spouting wisdom like that? A moment later, you managed to awaken March from the illusion. I see you're finally awake. I'm so sorry. I should not have been so careless and let you come into contact with such a dangerous object. I'm fine. Thank you all for your concern. The book was called The Solitary Shadow Sword Scroll. I could see why you would be curious. In that book, I was the Blade Demon, and the Blade Demon was me. I once stabbed and wounded an honorable man in battle and could not escape my guilt. I both thirsted for more martial arts knowledge and felt trapped by my great sword skills. Finally, I sat meditating before the Blade Tomb before dying a tragic and miserable death. That seems like a long story for something that only took about a half hour. Although, when I got to the end of the book, it feels like the story is only half finished, so I was wondering if I could read it again. Miss March, this book is extremely dangerous. I understand, Miss March. Please do not dwell on the book's story for now. Head back home and just focus on getting the early night. Then... Sorry about that. Please do not dwell on the book's story for now. Head back home and just focus on getting an early night. Then the next time you come, we can discuss it again, okay? Okay. Right, once you're all recovered, I will get to the bottom of this. I'm sorry for the interruption, guys. I'm dealing with a drama queen right now.
closer to star-crazing glass greatsword. I'll fight 10.
He's standing. Alright, sorry about that. The people eating in the world.
How should I go about this? That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb it. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out.
Knew she was gonna do that as soon as she showed up. Yep. Sounds about right.
I'll fight 10.
Restricted books, forbidden books. Let's see.
What do you recommend? Ay, ay, ay.
Time for your second test. I'll be your examiner this time. Grandpa always said that everything can be a...
Speaking of secret move,
Huh? Is that the...
you got it. I saw this emerge.
Good example.
No.
That's not how it works.
Absolutely.
I've heard you've traveled a lot, Miss March.
Your opponent this time is similar to the eyepiece.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards,
I don't know, man.
Oh,
moves were pretty unconventional. So, I thought you were just wasting.
Well.
Thank you both for your...
Without a doubt.
Awesome! Hey, I won't be modest this time.
General Jingyuan once... Actually, I was once convinced by...
So, what do you think?
Maybe around... Well, I've gained by the way. Yeah, that's you.
From the tech?
Yeah!
I'm skipping through all this because we already seen this again. It's just replaying the same cutscene.
Are you being
I mean, don't I have...
a waste of time? Are you saying that March Sevco and strengthen our...
But the armor's already pretty thick.
No, it's not enough.
Understood.
Another step closer to star-crazing Glass Greatsword. Let's do this! That's enough training for today.
Miss March, can you tell me why it is you want to read the Solitary Shadows Sword Scroll again? I originally just wanted to find a powerful sword technique and master an ultimate skill. But after I read the Solitary Sword Scroll, how should I put it? I wanted to help him. I wanted to help the Blade Demon in the book. How would you help him? I don't know right now. The Blade Demon made one mistake and his life was split in two. The first half he was a nobody, but he lived happily. But in the second half he mastered earth-shattering skill, yet was wrecked with anxiety and miserableness. It's quite a common story. He left his martial arts mastery in these pages, waiting for a fated person to come along and pick it up. I just can't help but feel like he wants me to do something. So it's your intention to rescue this story that was left abandoned in the pages of a book, young lady. Interesting. I can assist you, but you must first tell me what you intend to do, or I shall not agree. Can you change the destiny of the man in the book? Unfortunately, I'm just the reader and not the author. Why is it the Blade Demon was able to become such a master and yet never attain the satisfaction of a happy life? Miss March, you remember the Emerja stories that we talked about before, don't you? These stories are always a combination of blessings and tragedy, using happiness in later life to make up for the misfortune that was experienced previously. It's like adding a positive to a negative to return it to zero. However, we all know that beliefs like this are just blind optimism. Blessings are real, and so is misfortune. That's right. Even if the Blade Demon was able to master an ultimate technique, that would not change the fact that he regrets what he did in the past. I can be a bit of a Philistine sometimes. Though I sometimes long for the life of a hero, I always think to myself, maybe I'm more suited to a life that isn't fraught with danger, where I'm constantly surviving by the skin of my teeth. I think a story, living a complete yet unremarkable life, is far more appealing to me than cutting someone's arm off and mastering a perfect sword technique before the Blade Tomb. Maybe that is what the Blade Demon wanted too. As the person in the book, his story is already written and cannot be changed. Fortunately, this is not destiny, it is just a book. Actually, the author has no power over the order in which the reader reads their book, Miss March. I know where the second half of this book is. Try reading the second half of the book from the ending to the beginning instead. The author is long dead. The reader has the right to read this story however they like. Master Ling Sha, is this how I can rescue this story? Interesting. Let's give it a try. After making time to prepare herself, she began reading the forbidden text from the end of the story. Though you do not know the story inside the book, well, after some time, she wait. Wow. Wow, that went by super fast, faster than any of the other ones. The forbidden text changed. Her theory was a success. That's exactly the ending that the Blade Demon, I mean the regular mortal wanted. Oh, it's nothing special. It just means that the Blade Demon was a Philistine like myself. Unfortunately, I lost all the skills that I learned from the Scroll while I was reading it backwards. I didn't learn anything. You read the book from start to finish, then finish to start. You did gain something. You gained a story. At least now I understand that blindly pursuing power doesn't necessarily work for my character. The repository is organized beautifully. I must thank you all. Is there anything you need in the future? Please let me know. You actually have something. I'll tell you again. I don't know anything about sword fighting. Don't worry. With that twisted logic of yours, I know you'll be able to help me. Let's see.
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome. What do you recommend? What the? I learned so much today. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out. How should I go about this? Ay, ay, ay. That's enough training for today. I need time to...
Before we start the test, there's something he's made thorough preparation. However,
Declining would be...
but before that,
I'm surprised.
Well, it's
when General Jing Yuan,
after all.
But
how will we ever find out?
Unsheath your swords.
the final test. I'm a little nervous. Oh, come on, March 7th. You got this! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Lescar, Wasp, yes! Awesome! Now watch this!
Come get me!
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Lescar, Wasp, yes!
Punish evil!
Oh, I get it!
Out of moves!
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Lescar, Wasp, yes! Now watch this!
I failed. Not bad.
Oh! Ha! Height!
With yours?
Yeah.
But
Yeah!
Those experiences will
That actually makes sense. Now, I'd love to hear your suggestion. Let's do it! I already have an idea!
I remember Yan Qing once said, there are many ways to defeat villains. But if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. Do you feel any closer to becoming the great hero you've always dreamed of?
Yes, absolutely! The great hero within me is definitely up to the task.
Hello. Is she over here? Oh.
I'm going up against Scott soon. Do you know why I'm visiting you, Qingchua?
Qinchua. I can never pronounce her name.
Yeah, with you, me, and him here, the answer is pretty obvious.
We can brainstorm ways to defeat Scott together.
But I know nothing about swordplay or duels. Now, if you're talking about playing Celestial Jade, that's something I might be able to help with.
Wait a minute. I've been playing with you a lot lately, right? I've actually picked up a few insights. For example, I've been thinking lately that just defeating Scott with my swords might not be enough.
You thinking? Oh, here to share your insights.
Well, here's the thing. Even if Scott apologizes, do you think he'd actually feel sorry for what he did?
Nah, it's more he's just honoring a bet. Whether it's apologizing or squealing like a pig, I doubt he'd do it willingly.
Remember when he barked like a dog? He definitely wasn't sorry then.
Exactly! He just wants to show off, which is why he picked Arum Alley as the venue.
You're right. Even though I'm not a fan, I'll help you figure something out.
Why don't you fill her in on what happened at Arum Alley earlier?
If being a workaholic were a disease, Scott would be in the ICU. It's okay to enjoy your work, but causing trouble in society is another story.
So, any suggestions on what to do?
I don't have suggestions, only an opinion. And that is, he's a hopeless workaholic.
Come on, March. Let's go find it. Huh?
Well, well, if it isn't our hero, March 7th. And who do we have here with you?
Before you start the fight, I have a few words for you.
Huh? Who do you think you are? Is it like a Xianzhou thing to just show up uninvited?
It's okay if you don't know who I am. Introduce me to it.
This is the CEO of Dynasty Corp, Miss Chenxia.
Don't freak him out. I work as the head of the Divination Commission most of the time.
Heh, what's so special about being a diviner from the Divination Commission? I'm a specialist at the Interastral Peace Corporation. Tell me, what makes you think you're so great? Do you have more minions than me? Or do you earn more credits?
You may not be young, but your mindset is still that of a fresh-faced newbie who spends all their time on work while proudly proclaiming to love their job.
You! Shut up, you!
In my opinion, you enjoy playing the role of a joker, spouting off outrageous opinions just to seem objective and indifferent whenever you feel like it.
Enough! Shut up! What do you know about me? Don't act like you know everything!
Wow, you really got under Scott's skin with just a few words.
Well, you almost got me. I'm here to have a duel, not to debate with you.
Scott got hit where it hurts.
Yeah, Scott couldn't come up with a comeback. That's the spirit. Strike while the iron is hot.
Well, I know a thing or two about convincing Scott. Oh, this is something different. What is this? Okay.
Let me ask you something. Do you consider the IPC to be your family?
Of course I do. I have so many amazing colleagues there. Have you seen our structure? The talent motivation department makes everything feel even better than family. Something to say, just say it. Why are you staring at me like that?
I heard someone went through 17 rounds of interviews just to become a basic P13 employee. What about your own efforts?
17 rounds? That's insane! If I hadn't joined the IPC already...
Think about it. Is the entrance to your own home that hard to get through? I heard even the lowest ranking Pierpoint folks feel proud of the IPC's success and wealth. But when you really think about it, how much does the IPC's success and wealth have to do with you?
Of course it has something to do with me!
Then tell me, which of the IPC's achievements can you personally take credit for?
I was involved in the Alroom Alley investment project. And right now, I'm in charge of these transport ships. They may not seem like big things, but they can't be done without me.
Funny thing is, Arum Alley has actually been doing better since you left. As for those transport ships, do you really think no one else can handle it?
I just got unlucky with that project. If the IPC had listened to me, it would have been a massive success. And the shipping and transportation stuff, it's just impossible without me.
I've heard that the IPC's annual turnover is even higher than the total population of the capital of Passion. Even without you, they'd find other Scots to get the job done.
Do you find it hard to fall asleep without scrolling through your phone? Do you hit the snooze button every morning? Do you feel useless at work hearing your bosses complaining about your incompetence?
Enough! Stop it!
When you actually think about your life outside of work, only one word pops into your head, doesn't it?
Overtime!
Please, just stop it! Please!
You know, based on my work philosophy, I don't want to say you're not important. In fact, I'd say you are important. As an employee, you should take pride in living a good life for yourself, not just work.
But I don't have a life of my own. If you have something to say, just say it. Why are you staring at me like that?
Scott, have you ever thought about slowing down and exploring things like tea and tea culture? It could be a new hobby and a whole new way of life for you.
But I'm not interested in tea.
It's important to learn to enjoy the simple pleasures in life. You might discover a new interest if you just give it a try.
You consider yourself superior to others. You have no time for your own life. You lack empathy. You're always worried about being looked down upon, and your self-esteem stems from the status the IPC gives you. Do you really want to live like this forever?
That's so mean! Just an ordinary person struggling, trying to survive. Don't you feel a twinge of guilt saying nasty stuff like that?
Of course I do. Because I'm just an ordinary person too. Now, Scott, welcome back to the world of ordinary people. Mengming, the owner of the Sleepless Earl, went to great efforts to set up her shop. All so that workers like us can catch a break and find some joy in our lives. What makes you so different from her? How would you feel if you worked so hard to create something, only to have your boss wreck it and overwhelm you with unreasonable demands?
We were intending to defeat you in a duel and make you apologize to her. But now we see that won't work.
I see. I'll make a genuine, heartfelt apology to her. Enough. I understand. we don't need to carry on with this sword fight. I'm going to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl, and to everyone fully living their lives.
Have you forgotten the... I remain silent.
Thank you, guys. I almost went too far, which would have been a mistake. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be happy. I'll have some tea, read the paper, explore the universe. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to apologize to the owner. Thanks. You've given me a lot to think about. As for this lousy job at the IPC, well, it's time for some serious contemplation. Catch you later.
I'm so tired. Haven't felt this exhausted in ages. You guys better treat me to something nice, March.
Of course! Thank you, Master Qingchua. Master Yanqing? Master Yunli? Your teaching rocks! Shame my body can't keep up with my brain.
Let's see.
Someone stopped me on the road earlier. They said I was a 1 in a million super talented martial arts genius. Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all.
You two are guests from Astral Express, I assume. It's a blessed fate to have met you here. May I humbly introduce myself? I'm a healer from Izenjo Yakuin. How may I address you? March 7th, as for this one, he's always coming up with something new. Might as well let him do the self-introduction. That's so formal. I'm your neighbor from the same ward. He's already said he's a healer, not a patient, and you're not hospitalized. I long heard of many shenanigans of the Astral Express nameless. If the lady is March 7th, this must be Dracario. Was the process of elimination even necessary? I'm much more respectable than he is. It appears I have made a faux pas. Now, then, may I ask what the respectable March 7th is doing in the healer's market? Medical skills have been long renowned across the galaxy. I was wondering if I could find any Jinjo stories in Emersha on the miracle elixir. If I may remind you, Miss March, those who seek this elixir of life will usually likely attract the sinister likes of those such as the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. So that's the case. I understand. A fight in 15 days is a rather taut schedule. It's no wonder Miss March seeks the medicine. Since you have run into me, you shall not have to look any further. Did you know where there could be a miracle elixir, mister? I've heard tell of a martial artist on the Jinja Shumin, where mother bathed him in the miracle medicine since his birth. His body was rendered hard as steel, feeling no pain at all to all blows. Seriously, it was false. False, I was listening so intently too. Then are there gentler ways? I heard of a tower on the Zinjers you mean, where a feline-looking celestial dwelled atop. Swordmasters only had to consume a silkworm being that it had planted. They could instantly recover from their most exhausted states and even go without food for 10 days. This is one good. This one's also false. You're here to make a mockery of March or something? Are you really a healer? I came to seek a prescription, and you're here spinning tall tales to taunt me. Please understand, I was merely testing your earnestness in seeking the medicine. This miracle elixir's shelf life is short, after all. What if you didn't dare try it after I went through all the hard work to make it? Wouldn't that be a waste? Shelf life, are you making medicine or food? In our Ronzi School's medical theory, medicine is food and vice versa. We are what we eat, and so the right food for the right ailments would naturally cure us. Since you're earnest in finding the right medicine, the next time we meet, I shall bring you the miracle elixir you want. You better not reject me then. Reject? Don't worry. I'll never waste the medicine that you worked so hard to make. You can't tell your masters about what you inspired today. If you agree, I shall get right to collecting the ingredients. Farewell. Sure, goodbye. He's a healer. Hold on a second. All right.
I'm not sure.
I learned so much today. Another step closer to star-crazing Glass Greatsword.
Okay.
Let's do that! That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb everything.
Here it is, the miracle elixir you wanted. I've stored it in this thermal box for you. What kind of medicine is stored in this box? I had to leave in a hurry today, so I didn't make much. There's millennial ginseng with sauce, obsidian herbal jelly, and hand-shredded icy lotus. Oh, my food safety radar is blaring. I boiled and filtered obsidian ground paste, then added donkey hide gelatin, and finally added cornstarch to congeal it. How do you explain the obsidian, then? You didn't really add rocks to it, did you? The dish's color is black as ink and ebony jade, so I added rock sugar in case you got grossed out. So aren't these herbs pretty expensive? It's not too expensive, just about the price of a meal at a restaurant. Come on, Miss March, please help yourself. Don't mind me saying, these dishes seem a little too creative. No, definitely no. We agreed in our previous meeting that I would bring you the medicine you requested. Please do not refuse. Okay, I will try it. Delicious. Is this really medicine? It's so delicious, you must be really a master chef. I'm a healer. Chefs who don't want to be doctors aren't fit to be in a general's loyal retainer. Wait, why am I even explaining this to you? Will my swordplay improve if I eat all this? Miss March, though the herbs I've selected are valuable beyond measure, they are still readily available for sale anywhere. At best, they can strengthen your constitution and replenish your nutrients. In other words, they won't help your swordplay much. That's the million-dollar question. You two are sincere in your medicinal search, and I've got new dishes that I want to test. So it was a mutually beneficial situation. I never promised that your skills would grow if you ate them. I feel like I got cheated. But I hear that there's a prescription aboard the LeFou that isn't given to the public, only to the snake in the deep woods. A snake? That's right, it's a remedy used to feed spirit snakes. It's said that the snake used to be coated in gray-black, but with the continued consumption of spirit fungi, ginseng, deer antlers, and other rare herbs for 2 decades, its entire body eventually turned red. The black snake turned into a crimson dragon? That's right, the ebony snake consumed spirit herbs and became a crimson dragon. Now that's a priceless herb. It is said that by imbibing the blood of a crimson dragon, one can be born anew with the boosted strength. Since I've already revealed this much, I'll give you all another tidbit. Such a crimson dragon is stashed within the Alchemy Commission. Really? Shh. It is said that when the dragons spew blood, life is returned to the shadows. This herb is a secret among secrets. Only the Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission is privy to its details. That is all I will say. A crimson dragon that has been fed rare herbs.
How should I go about this?
Today, you'll face your first test. It's all about the big.
Oh, I know. It.
That's grasping the basics is crucial to mastering swordplay, Miss March. Focus on wielding your sword.
And parries should be. See? But I'm actually.
Miss March is still.
Just focus on your team.
What? Didn't check.
Looks like
Miss March has been.
unsheath your swords.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all. Not very sport. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Lescar, Wasp, yes! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Lescar, Wasp, yes! Awesome! Now what's this? Looks like I passed the test. Great! Hey. So if
You already.
You wouldn't.
And Lee's.
no chance? I'm not that confident. But thank you for believing in me.
I thought.
Oh, really?
Don't try to copy.
15 days of training after every test.
Thank you, Master.
So, have you found any information about her?
Yeah, 15 minutes left.
Wonder what I'll run into today.
Oh, isn't this Dracario, Miss March? You're here too. You two really are inseparable. Oh yeah, this is Alchemy Commission where Lady Lingsha works. Lingsha, sorry. Notice the two of you walking about the Healer's Market. Is there something you wish to buy? Truth be told, when we came by the Alchemy Commission... I can't read that. Crimson Dragon, he... spare no details. A miracle elixir that can boost your skills, that rascal. Miss March, if the Crimson Dragon blood really existed, would you really dare drink it? I mean, would you dare? That's a trailblazer for you, a brave soul who dares venture where I do not. Miss March's reaction is quite adorable, so I'll be frank. The Crimson Dragon that he mentioned does indeed exist. So where's this Crimson Dragon, Master Linsha? Crimson Dragon is nothing more than a guessing game concocted by him. If I'm not wrong, the item you seek far and wide is right before you. You're the Crimson Dragon? Appropriate as an answer to a guessing game, no? So he wanted me to find was Lady Lingsha's blood? I have practiced my skills across the universe and consumed myriad of medicines for over a century, so I do not fit the description of a Crimson Dragon. If you really want to, I can absolutely give some to you, Miss March. But the dose is what makes the medicine poisonous. You can't just be focused on the advantages of the medicine and ignore the dangers of its poison. The Crimson Dragon blood is right here with me, so you'll have to contemplate this carefully, Miss March. Throws you a glance with anxiety, hoping you will throw out some suggestions. But I never thought that Master Lingsha would be the Crimson Dragon. He said even before that when the Crimson Dragon spits blood, its life will return to the gloom. Master Lingsha does not have to take such a huge risk. Worry not, it's just a few drops. It won't cost me my life. I see you struggling to make a decision. How about this? You could tell me your choice the next time we meet. And I will summon that dork who come up with this rotten idea to come forward and explain himself to me. Do I really need the Crimson Dragon blood? Ten minutes remaining.
How should I go about this?
A pity.
That's enough training for today. I need time to...
Huh.
Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out. What do you recommend? I learned so much today. Well done.
Time for your second test. Grandpa always said,
Huh? You got it.
good example.
That's not how it.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Another step closer to star-crazing Glass Greatsword. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, watch it! Awesome! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, watch it! Yeah! Not very sportsmanlike. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, watch it! Phew, that was tough.
Alright.
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all.
Alright, we're gonna exit out of this. Save and exit.
Start with the good stuff. Compliments make me better, so remember to say lots of nice things.
doing this right quick, and then we're gonna call it. So I appreciate everyone who's come out, but I have to work tonight, so as soon as I get done with this, that's gonna be the stream for today, and I will be on around the same time tomorrow.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head. No dirty. Oh.
Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Watch your head.
All right. No, can't do those until later. All right, guys. Let's see who we can find.
So how would you describe the chicken to someone who had never tasted it?
Literally melt in your mouth tender. We don't.
So how would you describe the chicken to someone who had never tasted it?
Literally melt in your mouth tender. We don't have a freezer. You know, it's almost like a farmer.
I know you're not a fan of my snack choices, but did you really have to get him involved?
Seriously? Fake fruit?
Wait till you see the pantry.
What the fruit-flavored snacks? With so little fruit, it's no wonder they're called fruit-flavored. All the fruits you see here, they're actually in the snacks. Welsh's are made with whole fruit as the main ingredient. That's why they're the real deal.
Holy
Fruit, get the one with whole fruit. Get Welsh's fruit snacks.
It's gonna do that again. All right, give me a second, guys. I don't know why Does this. Okay, it's
why.
going. Does this. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, guys. Alright, guys. We'll give Ginsley's love, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, and take care of yourselves and each other.